So it doesn't matter if I'm there or not, right?
You were just afraid they'd abandon you. So you abandoned them. You distanced yourself from the whole thing.
Alright, to anyone in chat, if you want to sign up for the tournament, the sign up link is right here.
私はちょうど何がうふふ私はちょうど何が重要かを
the StarCraft stream. Also, what was it called? It's partially because on Twitch, broadcasts are temporary, and they only stay for about 2 weeks before getting automatically deleted. And you can save them, but only as highlights, and it takes a while. And I can't just like upload them from Twitch to YouTube without having to put in the extra effort of splitting up highlights to show individual matches. Especially with large portions of the stream going to get muted because of the copyrighted music. So that's why we switched to YouTube.
Can't take the pressure and leave you behind.
Tournament starts in 15 minutes, guys. Get hype. Tell your friends about it. Alright guys, 3 minutes until the tournament officially starts. So, if you're participating, get ready, because we're gonna close the bracket and then shuffle. And then after that, we're gonna start. And if you'd like to sign up, then we have a sign up page right here. It'll be in the chat soon. Alright, the tournament's about to start. We're just gonna process check-ins. We're gonna do a shuffle. Oh wait, hold on. I wanted to do a shuffle first. Otherwise, you know what, whatever, who cares? Whatever, we'll work with it. We'll work with it as it is. So, right now we have Lucky Noob versus Mongo Man, and then Demarkov versus Weinzerg. So we're gonna start off with that match. Alright guys, so we're going to be having the first, well, I'm going to be streaming rather, or hosting, whatever you want to call it. First SDSL in a little while. I think it's been 2 weeks, and yeah, so just as a little bit of an explanation, things have been coming up. I'm looking for a job now, so I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to just 100% keep up with the tournament. In fact, I might be passing off like host to someone else because of how busy I've been getting. So while we wait for Mongo to get in here, yeah, so this is SDSL 12. We only have 4 people. So here's our first semifinal match, pretty much. I'm not sure if we're gonna be doing a best of 3 and then a best of 5 for the grand finals. We could do that since it's so small, but if people would rather just do best of 1s and then finals best of 3 as usual, we'll keep it that way. I just want to get an idea of what other people want. Alright, there we go. Mongo's already in here, so we're going to be starting really soon. Whenever he's ready, whenever he picks his race. So Lucky seems to be ready. We're just going to wait for a response for Mongo. And there's the GLHF. Let's go. Alright, so our first match is Mongo Man versus Lucky Noob. Lucky Noob spawning as Protoss in the bottom left, and Mongo Man as Terran. That's not Protoss, that's Purple Terran. So, Lucky, very infamous for his cheese and just doing weird strats in these tournaments because, you know, why not? There's no harm in it. And I think Mongo Man is the new participant, if not newer. As we saw in the lobby, I think his IC Cup rank is 320. So, I mean, not gonna judge. It's a D rank tournament, but you know, whatever happens, happens. Lucky Noob very expertly sending his probe to make a pylon a little bit late, and he's gonna be sending that out to scout. As for Mongo Man, well, making SCVs. This is the beginning of the game. This is normal stuff. It's whatever. But we have Lucky Noob sending his probe up to the top right. He's gonna be scouting in the wrong direction. If he goes all the way around top right to the top left and then bottom left, he's gonna be making it there a little bit late. So if Mongo Man chooses to, if he chose to, he could go for cheese, and Lucky wouldn't be able to find out about it until much later, until around about the 3-minute mark. But you know what? That's not happening, so it's whatever. Gateway going down for Lucky. Clearly not too afraid of having to wall in or anything. So just gonna be keeping that in his main base. Barracks goes down. Nothing too cheesy. No proxy barracks or anything, of course. And Mongo Man is gonna go scout himself. He's gonna be sending to the bottom right, and he's gonna be finding out about Lucky's position. So this is first tournament I've commentated for in a little while, so it feels really good to be back. I wish I could stay a little bit, or rather, stream and commentate as frequently as I did before, but I should be getting a little bit more free time. However, as I said before, I'm going to be looking for a job, so don't know how long that'll last. So SCV finally makes it here. Not really microing his SCV because there's nothing exactly threatening it. No zealots or anything to chase that down. And I don't know if Lucky Noob notices it. Here comes the zealot. I don't know if he's going to be sending it to the SCV. Got rallied down to his ramp, I think. So he also knows that there's a cyber core. Mongo sends the SCV to attack the Nexus, and that'll be whittling down the shields. A zealot, though, rather than being just rallied to the ramp, is being sent to Mongo's main base. He's gonna get a little bit of poke onto that probe. However, it's only gonna be losing his shield. It's not gonna be losing any of its whole health. However, the zealot's gonna be getting here, so if he wants to, he can play super aggressive with that probe and start poking that damage down, because it only requires 2 attacks from the zealot, I think, rather than actually, I think it's still. Oh, well, there's a hole in that attempt at a wall off using the Marines. So the Zealot is going to get in here. He's going to be able to put a little bit of pressure down. Maybe he's going to go for an attack on the Marine. And no, one back step, and he does manage to keep that one Marine alive, and the other one takes a little bit of damage. However, he's still sitting fine with all his Marines still alive. Another Zealot getting rallied directly to his opponent's base. And Lucky puts out another gateway. He's starting to get his Dragoons now. Went straight for Cybercore. He knows exactly how this matchup works. He knows that he needs to get Dragoons if he wants to actually do anything. And Mongo Man clearly does as well, because put down a factory, and now he's got a machine shop. He knows that you need to play mech against Protoss. You'd be surprised how few people actually know that, because, well, D rank, and I really don't blame him. If he could go for that red HP one, he does pick it off. Another one getting down to red HP almost goes down. However, the Dragoon, not the Dragoon, holy crap, the Zealot does get killed just in time. So Lucky Noob wants to be careful here, because if he tries to step in to try to get vision, the Marines will be doing more damage to the Dragoon than the Dragoon can deal damage. And I don't think he has range yet. He's currently upgrading it right now, yep. And the Dragoon can miss shooting uphill. It has a 30% chance to miss, so if that happens, then the Dragoon literally just does not do damage. First siege tank coming out is going to force that one Dragoon off, those two Dragoons off, rather, or actually going to pick that one off, and Lucky decides to pull back his other Dragoon. We actually see a robo facility going down in the natural third for Mongo that I just realized. Vulture coming out, has spider mines. There is no siege mode. Mongo Man looking to control the map with this siege tank and that Vulture. And I don't think Lucky has anything to defend other than these two Dragoons. So that's going to be a little bit scary for him. However, he does have a robo facility that he's going to be able to maybe do some cheese. So I can't wait to see what happens with that. Finally taking his natural expansion, Mongo Man. And Lucky's kind of stuck up his ramp, so we're gonna have to see what happens with that. Dragoon range does finish. Lucky seems to just be satisfied with macroing up. Maybe he's gonna be grabbing a forge. Don't know. Maybe going for ground attack. However, clearly he's invested in that robo support. All right, so this means that he is gonna be looking to go for Reaver drops. His assumption is probably Mongo Man hasn't scouted me yet, so I can do this safely. He just says the Vulture sitting here in this front of his base. Tries to push down the ramp, Lucky Noob. Getting his Zealots in there. The Zealots actually tanking and doing their job, and does manage to clean all that up, including the mine, actually. So he might be taking his natural base soon. Mongo Man is going to be should be very scared now that he has no defending force, and especially since he's not going to have anything to deal with a shuttle. He only has a siege tank. There is no engineering bay down yet. Oh, there is, my bad. There is a missile turret. However, if there's anything dropped here, the Scarabs, I think, will be able to go in through here. Otherwise, we'll go all the way around and just wreck. So, tank on high ground. Gonna be sieging away at those Dragoons. Actually, just out of range. Step a little to the left to try to get more of a surround, but now the bunker's taking a lot of damage. He could try to focus fire the SCV. He's just out of range now with these two. He might be able to take that out. One more volley does take down the bunker. And the first Reaver is out. We're going to see Scarab starting to get produced out of that. Lucky's free to take a second expansion if he really wants to. He's not yet. He's making more gateways to just keep up production of his units. You might want to take an expansion, though, because he freely can. His opponent's not going to be pushing out of there anytime soon. If he wants to, he can even take 2 expansions. His opponent's got 2 siege tanks. And working off of 2 factories, one of them doesn't have a machine shop, though. The machine shop just goes down. Lots of extra missile turrets go down, though. And now that Reaver's going to be doing damage, that's another shot's going to kill that missile turret. Big hit. No, that actually didn't hit anything. So yes, Lucky has to be careful here because that Reaver might get killed by the siege tank. He's going to be focusing it down. One more hit is going to kill it. So just loses shields. Is going to be living, though. Could try to take out the refinery if he really wants to. He's going to focus the SCV very smartly. He's going to take out the other missile turret as well, so that way he knows he can just drop right in. The second base, though, for Mongo Man, being complete, able to transfer his workers over. However, at this rate, Mongo Man's not going to lose his main base, actually, because of that siege tank, and I guess Lucky Noob not noticing it right away, so he does indeed lose that Reaver. So, Lucky Noob's still not expanding. He takes a Citadel of a Dune, so he's going to be able to start teching out, maybe get Zealot legs to deal with the tanks a little bit better using Zealots. However, that bunker doing a lot of damage to his Dragoons. Rather than focus firing the bunker and using a range to take it out, he decides to just walk all the way around and try to get straight onto the SCV line. However, it doesn't exactly work out for him. He does manage to take the bunker out. He's going to force another bunker to get placed down, which is really good because he took out 2 bunkers now, and they don't get repaired. Well, haven't been getting repaired. He'll be sending those workers back. There we go. Mongo. Another shuttle coming out, and a Reaver probably going to be coming out soon as well. Lucky Noob finally decides to expand. If he wants, he can expand another time safely because his opponent is stuck in his base. All he has is 3 tanks, and realistically, Lucky Noob has the advantage here. So, producing off of 3 gates, gonna be getting Zealot speed, presumably. And here's the natural. Mongo Man is gonna try to resaturate his main base. A couple of his supply depots got burned down. We hear the tanks firing off in the front, so I don't think anything died. No, nothing died. However, there is another Reaver, I think, in there, and he's going to be picking up those 2 Zealots. So, he's going to be going for the Zealot drops. Zealots probably to deal with the tanks, and the Reavers just to get the rest of the job done. I don't blame him for wanting to use the Zealots because I think it's very smart that he's deciding to do that, because it makes the drops a little bit safer, because then he can just drop the Zealots and they'll be able to run in much more safely than the Reaver can, as well as he'll be able to drop directly on top of the siege tank. So he actually decides to drop the Reaver directly on top of the tanks instead of, well, he dropped on top of a tank. He does end up losing the Reaver because he thinks, probably thought that it was just out of range, but the Vultures actually do a lot of damage to those Zealots, so the Zealots do get cleaned off. That shuttle has nothing left in it. Probably a missile turret's going to get dropped right there. The shuttle's a little bit locked in by the missile turret. Yep, missile turret going down directly onto that shuttle. Lucky Noob not exactly paying attention. Second base finally does finish for him. He's going to start trying to wall off the front a little bit as pylons go down. And a couple more units. Let's see, 2 Stargate and a Templar Archive. So he's probably going to go for maybe DTs. Otherwise, High Templar jobs, presumably. And Vulture scouts this out. Focusing down the probe, and now there's nothing to produce anything else. So, Mongo Man might try to march in and take this stuff out. However, we don't exactly know yet. Lucky Noob does have a fair couple of units up here in the front. However, I don't think that's much of a threat to 2 siege tanks. Lucky Noob, though, bringing his shuttle back for something. Can't deal that Vulture. 20 HP. 2 shots with a Dragoon will kill it. Here it comes. Dragoon hold positions at the top of the ramp and kills the Vulture. So I think the tank actually killed one of Lucky's Dragoons. Nothing's getting produced out of that second base. Lucky should be keeping an eye on his production. 2 Dragoons in his main base. Another gate actually went down as well, so he's working off 4 gates now. His opponent, though, is on 3 factories. In fact, an armory actually just went down, so we're going to start seeing mech upgrades. 4th factory actually going down now, working off of 2 bases. Lucky barely working off of 2, because his second base is down, but he's not mining from it. Not very much, at least. Barracks does get lifted. That means stuff's going to be pushing out. He's going to try to take out that top left at the natural third to destroy that robo facility and the robo support. So Lucky might want to probably put a robo bay and an observatory in his main base. Oh, he's actually going for arbiters. But yeah, I'm saying he might want to put that in his main base because he's gonna need stuff for those mines. But we don't know if that's gonna happen just yet. So we'll see. So we have Dragoons all over the place, just running all everywhere. 2 shuttles. Is he gonna try to drop? He probably has Zealots in there that he wants to drop down. Maybe, yes, 1 Zealot going down. Taking out the Vultures. Gonna be going melee mode on those tanks, and those tanks aren't gonna be able to fire back. Needs to be paying attention to the control of those Zealots because they're kind of just sitting there now. 1 tank gets taken out. The other one, not quite yet. Does take out the Robo Bay. The Robo support is unpowered though, so you see tons of Zealots now. But he's probably gonna use them to clear mines. Probably wants to get them onto the tanks because he's got those 2 shuttles, so you really can. If he wanted to, he could drop on there on here on the high ground, and really that's a free attack. Lucky definitely doesn't know this actually, so you know we'll have to see what actually happens. Expansion for the 3rd base is probably going to go down soon, maybe. Otherwise, he's trying to get high ground control, simply put, which there's nothing wrong with that. Lots of, not really lots of stuff, but some stuff moving out. Lots of pylons. Needs to keep up with the supply. Lucky Noob can take another expansion. Lucky, why don't you take another expansion? Come on. Arbiter Tribunal, and he hasn't even started producing any arbiters yet. So let's see. Move commanded. Looks like he wanted to just get a surround on those vultures, as well as to send those zealots in to get the surround. There we go. A nice surround with the Dragoons. One of the tanks unsieged, 20 HP. Does take it out. Does take out that small force, so he's going to deny that 3rd base a little bit longer. Mongo Man won't be able to expand there freely. However, he could have just started building the command center sooner, or otherwise built one that he could just lift and drop there. But nothing being made yet. Keeps lifting this barracks to send stuff out. Looks like we've got some stuff outside of Lucky's base, and Lucky probably isn't ready for this. 1 Dragoon and a couple stuff in his main base. He doesn't have this gateway rallied. Lucky, you have to pay attention to where your rallies are. Sends a probe out, probably going to be taking a 3rd expansion up in the top right. Almost definitely. Mongo Man did let the probe just slip through. However, Lucky has to be careful of his main base right now. Looks like he does scout it out. He's probably going to see this soon. Probably going to pick this stuff up in the shuttle. Probably not. But he could just drop right on top if he wants to. 2 missile turrets going to be going down, so that's going to be fair control, fair aerial control, and he's going to be able to deny any observers. But there's not even a robo bay. Lots of units getting pulled out here. A couple of zealots, 4 dragoons. He might be able to push this back. However, he needs to be careful with those shuttles. The shuttle's taking double damage because there are 2 missile turrets firing on it, and he does manage to take it out. Oh, Mongo does manage to take the shuttle out. However, just getting rolled over from both sides. Nice flank from Lucky. Excellent play. And there goes the expansion in the top right. About halfway done. Mongo Man still sitting on 2 bases. Still kind of being contained. Not really. Not really contained. Not at all, actually. Just has zealots all over the place. Not zealots. Those are dragoons. Holy crap. First DT of the game is out. And now he's got to be careful with that. Lots of zealots all over the place, though. Still has these units just kind of sitting here. So Lucky will want to be careful here. The command center is down now, so he's gonna be lifting that, dropping that for the first 3rd base very soon, very shortly. Lots of vultures and tanks though, and Lucky just doesn't have much, to be quite fair. I mean, 11 siege tanks. You don't want to match the number of siege tanks or be under the amount of siege tanks. However, there are no missile turrets, so scans do go down. The DTs are going to be dealing a fair bit of damage. However, the mines are going to be the main concern because they don't need detection, they just attack anything that's on the ground that makes direct contact with the ground. So anything that levitates won't trigger it. But that does mean vultures, not vultures, but spider mines are gonna take out DTs, even without detection. You don't need vision for that. So expansion, top right is down. Can start saturating it whenever he chooses to. Lots more units coming out though. He added another 2 gateways on. He got mined out completely in his main base. He should just keep expanding, really, in my opinion. Mongo too. He could just keep expanding. Mongo's been getting the most out of his armies. Trading more of Lucky Noob's units than for his. Couple more DTs coming in here. There's no mines down, so he's not going to be able to directly deal with this. Not unless there are scans that come out. So we do have a Dragoon that's up here. Gonna try to deny the third base a little bit. Probably gonna... Come on, Lucky. Stand it under. I think he denied the land once. We'll see if he does it here now. Lucky not really paying attention to it, but it is going to do some chip damage to that command center. Some stuff is going to get sent up here. And Lucky's going to be able to take the front right now if he wants to. That third base does start to get saturated. Lucky really could take a fourth, and I really want him to take a fourth. Because goddamn, he's producing stuff, but not producing it fast enough. He doesn't have the resources to do that. We see Mongo sieged up on the top, so he's going to be in a really good position. Those Dragoons running back and forth and not actually attacking. And now the Zealot and the DT actually getting blocked off. The DT might be able to do a little bit of damage. There's a mine. Ooh, kills both of those. Vultures. Really good. So, we're 20 minutes in. We've got from Mongo, still on 4, actually 5 factory now. And he has a starport, so we might start seeing stuff come out. Still no Arbiters coming out from Lucky, even though he's had this Arbiter Tribunal and a Stargate, completely neglecting the tech choice that he went for. Doesn't even have an observatory, so all he has is that robo facility. Couple more, 2 more gateways going down, as well as a forge. A little bit of fighting in the middle of the map. Lucky doesn't have enough stuff here, though. Lucky, not exactly the best at the long game. Zealots slowly trickling in. Lucky, you need to rally stuff in your base. God damn. But yeah, we have a nice, not really siege tank wall. I thought this stuff were siege tanks. But yeah, we do have siege tanks in the middle of the map, just in general though, and a kind of safe third with those 2 siege tanks in position. Oh, there's 3. But yeah, lots more stuff coming out in the middle of the map. Mongo just able to produce more because he has more money, unlike Lucky, who's not expanding and not producing fucking workers. God damn, Lucky. 37 probes on 2 bases. You'd have more than that. Come on. So, we see a little bit of pushing forward. Mongo Man is just going to be trying to sit right outside his base, but he's not sieged up. So, we're going to see how much damage Lucky can do with this small force. Doesn't have to worry nearly as much about the Zealots because the tanks are actually able to shoot at the Zealots. I think that was a pretty fair trade because Mongo Man did lose just a lot of gas. I think he lost 4 or 5 tanks there just from that small attack. Not being sieged up. And now gets caught in the middle of his siege up. So that's a lot of damage not going down. However, Lucky just doesn't have enough units. As I said before, he's not producing enough, not enough macro. So, you see the tank set up right outside of Lucky's natural, and this doesn't look too good for him. Lucky isn't sitting in too good of a situation, obviously not having any units. 6 Zealots and a DT. Meanwhile, there's no scans actually coming out, so we'll see how much this DT can actually get done. It does focus the siege tanks down. We're going to see if Mongo drops a scan. Probably not going to. Probably doesn't realize that he's getting killed by a Dark Templar. But we also see upgrades coming out from Mongo's side. We see 1-1 And as for Lucky, there's no ground upgrades at all. He actually just got his forge. So Scan does go down, does take out that DT, but there's just so many more tanks coming in, so Lucky can't really do anything. We see a 30 supply lead, and this 30 supply lead is literally all army units, as opposed to Lucky, who has no army units. And the Arbiter comes out. That's way too late. Scan's coming out, does get to kill one thing. This is painful to watch a little bit. How much damage does this thing do? 10 damage. 9 damage, actually. Wait, no, that's 8. That's doing 8 damage. So, we see a rallied zealot. All his zealots are just getting rallied to here. So everything's just dying. Because Lucky's not paying attention. He's an ignorant Belgian idiot. God damn. Is sending some stuff from top. But that's not going to save him, really. Realistically, he's getting mined out of his natural. Who cares if this gets destroyed? It's barely mining from this. It's just a really depressing game. Some stuff is getting killed, though, on the bright side. This Arbiter is doing a lot of work. Just doing 8 damage per shot. The workers are starting to get fired on. So I don't think Lucky plans on giving up just yet, but, it doesn't look too good for him at all. God damn it, Lucky, just give up. Oh. Come on. So we've got 50 supply lead, nothing or barely anything getting produced out of these gateways, I think. And if anything is being produced out of these gateways, I can't tell. And he's not producing probes, I know that for a fact, because this isn't flashing. This isn't flashing. This isn't flashing either. So nope, no workers are getting produced from Lucky. Workers are being produced from Mongo, albeit very slowly and very sporadically. Never mind, they're not getting produced either. But yeah, we're gonna see this Arbiter try to put in some work, especially now that it has some cloaked units here. A scan does go down, a surround with the workers, and not able to do anything anymore. Mongo Man does get held off, but look at how much stuff he has now. He has a Goliath. 3. Yeah, it says 3 Goliaths right here. He has 3 Goliaths. And Lucky has a Arbiter. And a Arbiter is not going to be enough versus 3 Goliaths unless he focuses down. God damn it, Lucky, just fucking expand! Even I know this. Even I know, okay, I have a lot of resources. Expand. Come on. And I'm pretty sure I'm worse than you. God damn. But yeah, we see Gateway going out in the middle of the map for some reason, even though there's probably tanks on the high ground here. Oh, hey, look. A missile turret. He's going to try to recall. He's going to try to recall here. Or warp his stuff in. Yep, there we go. And you know what that accomplishes? Nothing. Missile turret, missile turret. Siege tank still hit your shit. Goddamn. That is crazy. It's almost like nothing came out of this. Oh, and also, not only are there missile turrets, but there's even science vessels out now. So Lucky, goddamn Lucky. I don't know how he's still alive. 26 minutes into the game, he should be dead. 2 gateways going down, probes doing their thing, mining. But you know what? You know what they could be doing? Building other nexuses here, and here, even here, or here. All these places. But Lucky is too focused on creating an army that's just gonna get died. It's gonna get died. That's just gonna die instantly. Come on. Top left. Command centers being made. Even Mongo knows he needs to expand. He's working on one base right now. Lucky is working on one base right now. He's long distance mining this. At least Lucky's making units. But remember, important lesson to all those people looking to get good. Making workers, it's better to have more workers than to have more army units. Because at least with workers, you're going to be able to supply those army units back again. So surrounds on the siege tank, slightly out of range. And vultures dying. There we go. So we actually see +1/+1 on the mech units on Mongo Man's side. Meanwhile, there's only +1 attack for Lucky, which could be more than just +1 at this point. But he made the forge very late and on his third base, and he's not even producing anything out of his third base anymore, other than at least he has an observatory there. So he's going to be able to make observers, which he actually just hasn't done. Why? I have no idea. I don't even know where the Arbiter is. I have no idea where the Arbiter is. And he made the Arbiter so late, and here it is. So it does have damage shields from before when it ran behind here. And he decided to fly it out. Oh, this is over. Alright, so we have a really big attack from Mongo. Still unsieged, which I don't blame him. He really doesn't need to siege up. There's just so little here. Storms can go down, but how much can that really do when it's one storm? Presumably one storm. Tries to go for the flank. Tries to get the surround. He does stasis a couple of the units. However, there's way too much here. Lucky has nothing to fight this back other than a couple of zealots, and he hasn't even stormed yet because I don't think he has energy for storm. I don't think he got the upgrade to give his High Templar extra energy. In fact, he just morphs an Archon just now. Oh my god. How many gateways do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And he's still mining on one base. In fact, this is eventually just gonna get drained, and then he's gonna realize, oh, after I have no minerals, I should make an expansion. Meanwhile, Mongo Man, he's still sitting on a fair number, and he expanded anyways. Lucky noob, he wants to take this expansion, but he doesn't realize Mongo has stuff up here. So we're gonna see more stuff, more fighting at the top of the ramp. Unsieged siege tanks, if you're expecting to be able to run in and kill them while they're and get within their siege range, that's not how that works because they're unsieged. They don't have a minimum range. Mongo Man, just kill him. Come on, please. Just kill him. Just kill him already. Stop blocking the top of the ramp. Move your siege tanks forward. 1A doesn't work 100% of the time, especially in situations like this. Lucky noob lost his only other Dragoon. He has 3 of them. I don't even know where they are. 1 here, 2 zealots. Those are his only 2 zealots. He just came up with a bunch of High Templar. They probably don't have energy. They don't have energy, actually. Period. And they won't be able to storm. The storms won't save you, Lucky. So now he decides, oh yay, there's no units here. Let's siege up. And he sieges up. And hey, look, there's no units. Lucky's going to lose this game. Why? He didn't expand. So, lesson to all you guys. Expanding is a good thing. It really is. It really is. You'll underestimate the power of expanding, and then when you expand and when you realize how much it actually does for you, you'll expand and you'll see, holy crap, it gives me more resources. That means I can make more stuff. Lucky noob. 400 minerals just disappears from his bank as he decides, yeah, let's make Dark Templar. Supply block now. He's gonna try to hold off at this last base. Just has stuff here for some reason, and is not expanding. You could have just expanded. Why do you have your probe here if you're not gonna expand? Why do you have a probe here if you're not gonna expand? Stuff's just gonna keep running up the ramp and dying to all these siege tanks. There's 5 tanks left. Lucky noob is dying. I don't know if he's actually dying, but I'm dying watching him lose. That's painful. And, well, he's gonna lose all his gateways here. He actually just lost one of his ZPs because, oh wait, no, those are High Templar. Yeah, Lucky's not paying attention at all. He didn't even, I don't think he stormed. I think he stormed once and that was it. Yeah, he's lost everything now. A Corsair, no, that's not a Corsair. A Scout comes out, thinking, I can beat the, oh, he actually beat the Goliath! Holy crap! He might be able to turn this around with just Scouts. And then his opponent's gonna make Goliaths and he's gonna lose the scouts. Kill everything. Shoot the ground units. Shoot the red HP things. Oh shit, they actually... Oh my god! They're plowing through. He saves the Stargate. The Arbiter's gone. The Arbiter Tribunal's gone, but he saved it. Oh, there's more. There's more stuff coming, guys. And I don't think he realizes that there's other stuff on the map. Oh my god, here's an expansion! Guys! We have an expansion, and it's right next to his opponent's base. In fact, it's blocking the way to his opponent's base. The scout's flying away with its 9 HP and accomplishing goddamn nothing. Yeah, Lucky doesn't even have anything to defend this base other than 2 High Templar, and that's not gonna be enough when his opponent can just make a million tanks. Oh, hey, look, a million tanks. A million tanks everywhere, actually. Puts down a pylon to power cannons, maybe. He probably wants to wall off, and he's gonna think I'm safe in here. And then he realizes I built in front of my opponent. That's what's gonna happen, and I know it's gonna happen. Because it's happening right now. Only Lucky just doesn't realize that his opponent's up the fucking ramp. He's not gonna give up. I know for a fact that Lucky's not gonna give up until he runs out of his, until all his buildings get destroyed, so we're gonna see how exactly this plays out. Because a bunch of siege tanks against a Dragoon, 7 Zealots is actually only 4 here. 2 High Templar and a DT isn't gonna work out, especially when there's a fucking science vessel here. Oh, hey, look! DT dies! High Templar dies, High Templar dies, Dragoon died, and almost, there's nothing left. Oh, hey, look! The Zealot's gonna save the day. Oh, well, hey, look, the Dragoon. So, Lucky has officially revealed that he is in the top right of his, top right of the map, so his opponent's just gonna go kill him now. Fuck it, whatever. Just give up already. I don't know what he plans to accomplish now. Thinks he can come back. Probably doesn't think he can come back, but he's just trying to... He's here to waste my time. He wants me to sit here streaming and commentate more. But, you know what? I have life to deal with, okay, Lucky? I'm gonna get a job, I hope, soon. But Lucky just wants to keep me here. He just wants to keep going. God damn. But, yeah. Got a Nexus. Nexus up and producing probes. We got 5 Dragoons, which are going to try to accomplish something soon. Maybe. Maybe he's going to hold at the top of the ramp. He is going to try to hold from the top of the ramp, but I don't know how much this is going to do for him. We will see. We will find out. They're actually trying to spread the Dragoons out along the cliff here, probably to get an idea of where his opponent's going. So he does know that he's going to be coming up here soon. Maybe he wants to try to shoot down, but the range is... Oh, picks off a low HP Goliath. So, very smart here, attacking from the high ground, knowing for a fact that he's going to be limiting the amount of units that can actually attack him. And since they have a 30% chance to miss, that's going to be a possibility of 60% less damage taken. Decides to move down and... Lucky. All you had to do was put Dragoons in an arc and hold position them. So that way as units tried to come up the ramp, they would die. And now you have no Dragoons and your opponent doesn't realize this, so he's not pushing in yet. 5 Zealots aren't gonna do anything. God damn. And this base is still... he's not even making workers. GG. GG to both these players. Good game, Mongo. Good game, Lucky. Well played, Mongo. So, that's our first match done. We're going to be moving on to a second one very soon. Let's get this. SDSL. 12. It's crazy. It's crazy to think this is the 12th one. Mongo. Yeah, lucky, fee, lucky, whatever. Okay, so first game's done. We're going to be moving on to the next semifinal match, and we'll be back shortly. They both seem to be ready to go. Lucky Noob is going to be hosting this one, however, he's just going to be leaving right away because he wants to reduce lag, which is fine. So, we're going to have another match on Fighting Spirit. This time, we have Demarkov spawning as Teal Protoss versus Weinzerg spawning as White Zerg in the bottom left. This is going to be interesting. I love watching Zerg players. Too bad there are barely any that ever join this tournament. But we've got Weinzerg, so we're going to work with it. And I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible, which I can't really make promises. Sorry, guys. So, I don't know if that was a little of a bug or if that was just larva spawning, or spawning really early. I have no idea what the hell happened, because he did spawn a drone and there was still three larva left. I don't even know what the hell. I don't know if that normally happens, but fuck it, whatever. So, second match going on. This is gonna be another semifinal game, and we're gonna have a best of 3 grand final. Demarkov decides to go send his probe to. Oh no, that wasn't the scout, but he decided to go use it for the pylon for his wall in. Weinzerg, meanwhile, the Markov lagging. Ooh. We're gonna, if he disconnects completely, we're gonna see if we can get a remake. Just gonna see what happens. Lucky Noob did leave, I'm pretty sure. I hope. This is gonna be a little bit rough. I'm gonna see what happens. But, yeah, so we have, this is gonna be interesting. A little bit of a shame if he disconnects. We're gonna give him 2 more shots. If he lags out the next one, then we're gonna try to go for another one. Give him a little bit of time. We're gonna drop him and we're gonna remake. So I guess I'll host this one. Alright, so Demarkov lagged out. We're gonna remake. So we're just gonna stick with the normal game name password. I forgot to put it on Observer. That's not, hold on. It's been a while since I've done this. God damn. 2 weeks. Not that long. But, here we go. Demarkov rejoining. We're gonna see if Weinzerg gets in here. Here we go. So, take 2. So, whenever these guys are ready, whenever Weinzerg finishes downloading map, we're gonna get going. Sadly, we can't reset spawns, and they didn't find out where each other were, so I mean, it doesn't really matter in the end. But we're gonna hope to God Demarkov doesn't lag out again. There we go. Alright, so spawning in the top left, we have Weinzerg as our Zerg player. And spawning in the bottom left, we have our red Protoss, Demarkov. So, this is going to be an interesting one to see if Demarkov lags out again, which I hope doesn't happen. But if it does happen again, we're going to go for another rehost and hope everything goes well. So, yeah, Protoss, Zerg. We don't see, well, we see a lot of Protoss. We see Lucky play Protoss. We don't see a lot of Zerg, which I'm excited to see. So you do have an Overlord scouting out to the top right, which is the wrong direction. Demarkov presumably going to be sending his probe out here to put a pylon down for his wall, if he knows how to wall this off. Puts down the pylon. Going to be sending out to the right? No, he's going to be scouting the top left this time. I don't even know where his scout was going to go previously. Weinzerg going to be scouting out to the bottom left because he knows his Overlord's going to be going to the top right. They are going to be, their workers are going to be passing past each other. I don't know if they noticed, but now they have confirmation as to where each other spawned. Weinzerg really just going for a standard opening. Doesn't seem to be going for any cheese. He's on 9 supply, just made his Overlord. He's probably going to be overpooling. No, he's actually not overpooling. He's probably going to go for a 12 hatch. Unless it's 12 pool. 12 pool, 11 hatch. Right? Am I right? 12 pool? 12 pool. But yeah, yeah, Forge comes out first, so that is going to be safe start to protect against anything but a 5 pool. But, you know, 5 pools aren't that common, and a 5 pool, if it does manage to get in, it's kind of, I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's going to be easier to deal with than a lot of other cheese. So, does manage to try to sandwich. Well, he tries to sandwich in the probe. 6 HP, might get away. No, it gets caught in the corner, and Demarkov, not exactly paying attention, does lose his scouting probe. So that's gonna be very big actually for Weinzerg. Scouting is very important in this matchup. If you know what your opponent's doing, then it's gonna be much easier for you because you're gonna know what you should be making, how to deal with it. So we actually see 2 cannons go down, a little bit unnecessary, but is gonna shut down anything that tries to push forward here, or anything that tries to poke the front, for that matter. And he is just gonna have this little opening where this probe is, and he has it held position, so nothing's gonna get in there. He doesn't have to worry about any scouting. Weinzerg's gonna need to start putting a couple of drones in there to get that link speed. Actually, I think he did get link speed, and he took workers out, and he sent his workers to mine. So the thing is, he's not gonna know about this the double cannon, which is just gonna shut down what Weinzerg just did with his lings. However, he is just gonna be able to poke in the front, see that there's 2, and then he's just gonna be able to hold right outside. And Demarkov investing not a lot, but investing a fair few minerals into this just by putting 2 cannons down. It's gonna be a little bit rough. Tries to go for the run by. He knows he's not gonna get the run by. Gets with his 6 links. He does lose two of them, which is really unfortunate. But Weinzerg does have that information now. He knows he doesn't need to push forward directly, and he's gonna be good to go. So 2 more eggs coming out. I don't know if those are probably just gonna be drones. He's probably just gonna be macroing up. Just gonna get his economy rolling. He knows his opponent might be going for his second expansion soon. However, he has not put the Nexus down yet. He's probably saving up for it right now. 24 Nexus, I think, is a little bit late. He could have gotten that sooner. But he opted to get a couple of Zealots out to be able to hold the front a little bit better to make sure no run-bys get through whatsoever. But run-bys aren't going to happen anyways. So, knowing that his Zerglings aren't going to be serving any purpose right now, he's just going to be spreading his Lings out and using them for scouting information. Very, very smart for a D player. So, drones coming out. Drones being produced. Drones being sent to mine. And, yeah, Hydra Den. He's down. He's going to try to go for Hydra's probably going to go for 3-hatch Hydra. Yep, that's 3-hatch Hydra. Actually, right there. I didn't notice that other expansion there. But, yeah, we're going to see a 3-hatch Hydra. He's probably going to go for a breakthrough on the front. And if it works out for Weinzerg, if he does it properly and his opponent doesn't go... Well, he knows his opponent doesn't have a Citadel of Adun yet, so that means there's not going to be any kind of... there's not going to be any kind of storms coming out soon. There's not going to be a Templar Archive going down. And he knows he's going to be safe. And he knows that there's a cyberkinetic score that's going down right now, so there's only 1 gateway at the front. And on top of that, I don't know if he knows the timing on the Nexus, but he should be seeing those workers getting transferred, so he knows that it just finished. As for Weinzerg, he's free to just macro up. He knows that he can just keep making drones, just make drones, completely saturate that base. He has he has a macro hatch in his main base as well, and as well as getting a lair. So he's gonna be able to macro up, put workers here. Is going to be able to put workers here once he starts paying attention to this base. Because goddamn it, finished now. He even made an extra larva. Come on. And he's just going to be able to saturate this, start making Hydras, start pumping out Hydras. And he's going to be able to hold, get their Hydra range, hold position here, and kill this hatchery. Not the hatchery. Kill the gateway. Even kill Zealots from a range, without even going in range of the cannons. So we have that to look forward to in the later game. However, at the moment, Demarkov seems to be macroing a little bit harder. Weinzerg's build technically should be paying off much more than Demarkov's at around the 8 or 10 minute mark, because then he starts producing from all these hatcheries as opposed to producing from only these 2 nexuses for workers, and he can even produce them like 2-3 at a time. And Demarkov really shouldn't be having any of this extra larva sitting around, because he should be focusing on getting these bases saturated. The sooner he gets them saturated, the sooner he can really start investing heavily into making all those units. So macro hatch actually is going to be contributing to the. Oh, I didn't realize this. He was going for double evolution chamber, so that explains a lot. That explains why he wasn't going straight for just making a ton of workers. He wanted to get those upgrades. There's actually a Corsair out now, so he's going to need to be careful about where he spawns his overlords, as well as where he keeps them. He wants to not avoid producing them from this base, so that way he can just keep them all over here, so that way he can just keep his Hydras all in one spot. It makes it so much easier for him. So he is going to lose that overlord, which is going to be a shame. But the Corsairs, it's going to take a little bit of chip damage on the shield, but they're just going to fly right out of there now that they know that there are that many Hydras. Should feel a little bit threatened now to Markov, because there's a lot of stuff that can deal a lot of damage to you. But he's forcing a lot more Hydras to get produced, when realistically Weinzerg needs to focus on his economy. His economy is a lot more important. Your opponent invested so much into two photon cannons. You know that he's not going to be aggressive because he went for the Forge Fast expand. So what's the point in making this big of an army? I mean, you could bust him down, but it's a safe assumption that you're not going to, or at least not that early. Good kiting, very good kiting. Has the nice surround. He is going to be dealing a lot more damage to these zealots than the zealots can to the Hydralisk. Very smart. Does pick a bunch off and forces them back behind the wall. Needs to be careful here, because if he wants to get past those photon cannons, he needs to make sure he has enough Hydras to be able to just face tank and just get right in there and start dealing damage to those cannons. But there's a ton of Corsairs here. Dealing damage to this Overlord, the Hydras can't exactly just turn right onto them, because they have to deal with these Zealots that are in their faces. 3 HP on that one. The Hydralisk is going to pull it right out of there. Demarkov is going to be, did lose a ton of minerals in terms of Zealots. But as well as another 2 Photon Cannons getting put down. And even a third one, so that's 5 Photon Cannons just for the front. And that's a little bit of, a little overkill. Weinzerg needs to know that he can just macro up. This base is unsaturated. You want 3 hatch Hydra. If you didn't want that third expansion, then you should have just stuck with a macro hatch. In fact, you're making another macro hatch, and you're not even you're producing out of all these. You're making army units out of this one, but you need to saturate this base. You need workers. All these Corsairs are going to be flying around. You could just sit them right under these Overlords, and you'll be sitting pretty. So one thing that the Zerg player should want by now is armor. Armor is a lot more important for Zerg than your range attack and your melee attack. Much more important, actually, because if your opponent's Protoss player has +1 attack, as we can see there, that's not it. Oh, wait, what? Cybercore +1 air attack. But yeah, if you get Carapace upgrades, if you get armor upgrades, then you don't have to worry about getting melted by Zealots. But now you have to worry about getting melted by the Overlords. Damage is nice, but how much is 1 damage per Hydra gonna do? I mean, yeah, you're gonna have 20 of them, so that's 20 more damage. But these guys do a lot of damage. 16 damage per hit. That's just gonna instantly kill anything. 2 shots, 3 shots, I think, for Hydra. And that's just a ton of damage. You don't want that. You don't like that. You shouldn't want that. So, small fight, knows that there's a couple of Zealots here, and they're denying the expansion. What's the point in expanding if you're not even saturating the space? Goddamn. Really big mistake that people make is not focusing on your economy. Your economy is important. That is the root of everything you should do. I feel like, in my opinion, macro is so much more important than micro, especially early on. I really need to finish that goddamn micro video. Goddamn, don't I? I finished recording everything. I finished the script. I just need to record stuff for it. I did the voice recording. I just need to record the background. So maybe I'll take clips from this and it'll make my life easier. So, bunch of Corsairs flying in the base, not actually going there. So does wrap all the way around to make sure that there's no third base. The potential third base is going to be going up there. There's a couple of zealots here. They did pick off the one scouting lane. This was just kind of there to keep an eye on when the expansion went down. These Hydras taking a lot of damage from those zealots. However, he does have +1/+1, so that is going to be ranged attack as well as armor. So that's not bad anymore. Still needs to be paying attention to when he's gonna put this hatchery down. But there we go. There comes the saturation. I need to start putting some workers into the extractor, and then he's free to take this expansion. And now he can just make as much stuff as he wants, which he's doing now. Look, yeah, this is how good your economy should be, or if you take care of your economy, this is how good you'll be doing. And he can even start producing stuff out of all of these. He's starting to stockpile a lot of larvae, which I guess is okay, because if you want to hold on to them, then you can transform them whenever you want, but you shouldn't be holding on to that many. So lots of Hydras are going to be able to do lots of damage to this army, but they're running right past each other. Actually, Weinzerg being able to cut off a couple of the stuff in the back, probably going to be forcing this stuff to stop. Yes, he does have the army staggered, so he's going to kill the lower half, and he's going to be able to slowly get this around once he starts bringing his Hydras up here. There we go. Here it comes. So bringing a couple of these low HP Hydralists back, and is able to bring the higher HP army up to fight the remaining Hydras that are here. In fact, the hatchery did go down. The observer's there. Demarkov knew that was going to be happening the entire time. Zealots now attacking the hatchery, but it's not going to completely deny the building of it, because Hydras are coming in here now. But we actually see Zealots dealing a lot of damage to this third base. So Weinzerg, while he did very excellently to actually put workers in that base, he didn't have anything to defend. And he didn't intercept it in time, because he decided, I need to save my hatchery over saving this other hatchery, which is providing more to me right now because it's actually up, and thus I don't need to wait for it to be able to bring resources to. So he might be losing this hatchery here if he doesn't focus down the Zealots. 3 HP does go down just as that other Zealot dies. In fact, he's going to be losing these Overlords now because he's not moving these Hydras over here to help defend them. And, of course, they just do whatever they want. So, no hatchery at the third anymore. He's going to need to rebuild that. The hatchery here is done, though. But that's a little bit of a longer transfer distance to be able to put workers. And Weinzerg's actually very heavily supply blocked because he kept producing Overlords at the third base, so he had nothing to stay back and defend them. If he just kept producing them from his main base, he could keep them right next to this spore colony, or even make another spore colony, and then just have all Overlords sit around there, and yeah, he'd be safe. But not being careful enough of those Overlords. So we do see a small attack going up on the top right. Might be losing this. Well, definitely will be losing this hatchery. Actually pulls a couple of his Zealots off. 2 of them do stay on though. 17 HP, 1 HP goes down. Weinzerg should be able to clean this small army up, but there is going to be some stuff coming up from behind. A lot of Zealots. That's going to be a big sandwich. That's going to be a lot of damage taken from Weinzerg, especially if he starts attacking these couple of guys. But I guess not. He's going to be able to pick that off fairly easily. And he's working with +2 armor, +2 attack, and his opponent only has +2 attack. So, I mean, that's going to be a little bit of an issue for Demarkov now, because he's at a very big upgrade disadvantage. Not even a small one. That's a very big one, because now not only is Weinzerg pretty much mitigating the damage he's taking, but in fact he's dealing even more now. Another hatchery does go down. I don't know where that attacking is. A couple of lanes in the front. But we do see an attack going down in the bottom left. Oh, at the very bottom center. 6 o'clock position. A small attack going down from Weinzerg. Trying to take out Demarkov's third base that was being planned to be built. But just got taken out. Pylon's so tanky. Eating up a lot of damage. Gotta focus. That's why you focus those photon cannons down. So he is just going to take out this base. He's just going to hold here. And his opponent can't make a third anymore. Well, he can make a third here, but you don't want to be expanding towards your opponent. That's the thing. There's a couple of Lings just doing damage, doing their thing, and meanwhile we have Weinzerg. I mean, he's rebuilding, which is there's nothing wrong with that. He's going. He is a base over his opponent, and he's making creep colonies. Very smart. He's gonna be probably turning those into sunkens, so that way he doesn't need to defend it nearly as heavily. The thing about putting the sunkens right there is you really should be using them to kind of wall off from your opponent, and either while your workers rather off from your opponent. So like set them up like that, or otherwise put one there, or wait for the creep to expand. Put one there, and then you have a wall off at the top of the ramp. So that way it's harder to push up. We do have a zealot here, 15 HP. That could really just, I mean, it could deal a lot of damage, or if Weinzerg's paying attention, could deal a lot of damage back. So we do see a fair bit of fighting in the front. We did miss a couple of zealots attacking there, but easily cleaned up by Weinzerg. Demarkov really has nowhere to expand now. Decides to drop, actually, I think. No, he's going for a drop play. I thought he was going to drop a worker to take the third, but I guess not. Deciding to pull some of his units back just in case. Maybe he'll notice the observer. Weinzerg, no. So he decides to sit back, stay around his main base, and you know what? I like this. I like this. He's kind of just sitting back and turtling his opponent. He knew that he beat his opponent into submission pretty much, and he's sitting very safely in his main base. I think that it would be better for him to sit probably closer to his third, or otherwise sit here to protect his fourth. But I mean, he might spot out the shuttle because it's going to be flying directly across the hatchery here. We're going to see though, Demarkov actually decides to drop. There we go. Forces to cancel. Very quick reactions from Weinzerg. Just as he's pushing this army forward, cancels that hatchery almost immediately. And now there's going to be kind of a drop in the third, but not really. I don't know if he has anything to drop other than those two zealots. So those two zealots didn't get picked back up, but that is going to get denied. Attacking in the front, lots of zealots. These links should be here to help deal, take a lot of the damage, as well as put out a fair bit of melee DPS. Is going to be absorbing some of the zealot attacks, and it's going to give an opportunity for the Hydras to get back in. But there's a DT here, and that's just going to completely deny the push now. Would have been fine if he had a couple more Hydras moving in there, or otherwise if he had maybe even Overlord to try to absorb damage. But it doesn't exactly work out for him. So lots of zealots actually doing damage now. Just going straight in, but getting easily cleaned up. That's fine. Lots of Corsairs flying around, and a Nexus goes back. Oh, it goes on the high ground here for his third base, rather than opting to go all the way out here, which is very interesting. I can understand why he would do it, because like rather than just going through the safe area, the safe river passage, and river bank passage, and then just going right up this ramp, and having the base and just having to defend from here, he would need to run his army all the way around here. The enemy is going to set up here. The enemy is going to set up here. And you'd need to attack from here and here. And your only other option is if you have units up on that high ground. But if you don't have your units up on the high ground, that's going to be a little bit bad for you. So, the Hydralisk attacking at the front misses the storm. Very good micro from Weinzerg, reacting almost immediately. Recognizing that the storm was going to go down. Lots of Corsairs just getting lost, trying to pick out that one Overlord. But it doesn't quite work out. Maybe he could pick off that High Templar, trying to get a surround on it, try to get the focus fire. Does get the focus fire. He does move in. He's going to try to focus down that those cannons. Does take out two of them. He's able to just push right in here. There's no DTs to try to deny this. And in fact, he still has the Overlord to be able to deny any kind of invisible units. So that's GG from Demarkov. Weinzerg going to be winning the other semifinal match. Very well played. So that was a pretty good game coming out from Weinzerg. Just as good from Demarkov, I think. But Weinzerg knew exactly the play to make there. Very very reckless, Demarkov, with those Corsairs, because if he just kept them in his base rather than pushing them forward to try to take out that Overlord, he could have had the Corsairs. If he had any DTs left, that would have been a lot of damage. And I don't think he brought his Zealots from his third base down, which he wasn't careful about. So, very well played from both players. Alright, so we'll be right back while we set up our final match. Alright guys, so I think this is a pretty good song to be starting off on. So, both players seem to be ready, or at least they told me in lobby that they were. So we're going to be starting very shortly. So, there was only 4 people, but, you know, whatever. So, let's get going into our best of 3 finals match. So, we have, spawning the top left, as the brown Zerg, we have Wine Zerg. Spawning in the bottom right, we have our Teal Terran Mongo Man. So, we saw an excellent play coming out from Wine Zerg with a 3-hatch Hydra play, or at least an attempt at it, and then he transitioned into a bunch of macro hatches, losing a couple of his bases, but holding on very well. So, you know what? It works. Also, Lucky, you are filthy. Fuck you. Mongo Man playing his match very well. We have a look. We're gonna see if the lag keeps up, and then we'll restart if need be. But everything seems to be okay. Everything seems to be going a little bit more smoothly. Not really. Yeah, whatever. I don't think it's really early on. I don't think we really need a remake, but we'll see what happens. So Weinzerg does send his Overlord up to the top right, and it is going to be scouting in the wrong direction. It is going to be a cross spawn, so Weinzerg would really need to be map hacking or be watching stream if he wanted to know where his opponent actually was. So I think it's safe to assume that his opponent is Weinzerg is not map hacking and does not know where his opponent is. So we see Mongo Man working with his 28 APM, very fair number, very fair number. I'm not going to judge just based off of APM. We have Weinzerg spamming as much as possible, capping at that 400 APM, going for another. Well, actually going for 11 pool. Interesting. So standard stuff from both players. I'm surprised Weinzerg didn't go for a 12 pool 11 hatch, but probably going to be doing something like that now. Sending out his worker to probably scout bottom left. No, unless this is going to be his natural expansion. We're going to see. Yes, that is going to be his natural. He's going to be putting that hatchery down right now while his opponent scouts the top right. I don't know if he's going to notice the... No, he's not going to catch the Overlord in time. If he did, though, Mongo Man would know immediately that his opponent's in the top left, and he's just going to be scouting top left anyways, because, well, he knows his opponent's not the top right, and it only makes sense to go around rather than go top right, scout, cross map, bottom left, and then top left. That's the only thing that just doesn't make sense unless you're hacking. But yeah, we're gonna see an extractor go down. He's gonna be going for link speed and probably gonna try to break his opponent very early on. If we see a good wall off from Mongo, then the Zerglings might not be able to get up the ramp properly and be running around not being able to get up the ramp for some reason because goddamn, it's awkward. So apparently we do have a little bit of lag on stream. Is it still happening? Are we still lagging? If it's still lagging, might have to pull some stuff, work some things around, and see if I can make things better from my end for the stream. So we do see a macro hatch going down, and ooh, not paying attention to that drone, and in fact loses it to the SCV. But some Zerglings are out now. He is gonna see that there is. Ooh, okay, so he might not have seen the extractor yet. He might have seen some stuff mining it, but that's gonna be a little bit weird. Alright, so stream's lagging a little bit for people, so we're gonna see what I can do here. Okay, so it says I'm dropping frames, but I have no idea. Can't really tell. Dropped 240 frames. It's not too bad. So is everything better now, guys? Whoever's in stream right now. Hello, hello. Can you guys see me? Can you guys hear me? Is everything dead? Am I dead? Gonna get some responses. But yeah, until then. So we do have a couple creep colonies going down. He's presumably doing that because he doesn't want to get killed by all the Marines that rush in later. But you know that's not happening right now. So Weinzerg really could just macro up and saturate this base. Start putting workers there. Put stuff into his extractor. Once this finishes, maybe even take a third expansion. Put some stuff on the top, on the high ground. Put what's it called? Creep colonies, sunken colonies rather, up there, and actually turning them into sunken colonies now. So I kind of disagree with this. Realistically, if you don't need the sunken colonies, don't make them. If you don't need them, and by need I mean actually mandatory to defend your base. Otherwise, you can macro up. So, sixlings, a couple sunkens would be good. That would actually be perfect. Otherwise, hold on. Am I still dropping frames? Still dropping some frames. Fuck. But yeah, if everything, I don't know how well it's going for you guys, but if any of you guys are there, please tell me how the quality of the stream is. Please tell me if I'm dropping, or if it's stuttering or anything. But yeah, we do see a firebat now. Firebat out now, rather. And he might be looking to push soon. Double bunker though, a little unnecessary, but I mean it works. And 2 firebats actually, so he's gonna be able to deny any kind of zerglings coming in. But Weinzerg doesn't seem to be looking to do any of that stuff. Ooh, this is pretty big. So Weinzerg actually decided to go for Mutalisks. So his opponent didn't know this. He's not gonna be ready for when the Mutalisks start coming in and harasses the shit out of him. There's a missile turret. I don't know where that scan went down. I think the scan went down there. Could be wrong. Otherwise, yeah, scans the main base. Sees the spire. He's gonna be scared. He has to be scared right now, knowing that there are mutas in his main base now. Well, not in his main base, but in his natural, and he's not gonna be able to mine from here. However, Weinzerg does need to be careful not to lose anything here. Not exactly using anything to ball those Mutalisks. Only 4 of them, but you can do some significant damage with that. Issue is he went for Overlord speed, so he's gonna need to switch Overlords much more often if he wants to do some magic boxing stuff to ball them. So as for our Terran player, actually going very heavy bio, actually goes for barracks, which is going to kind of deny the Mutalisks a fair bit, because, you know, Marines can shoot into the air. Who knew? Very smart decision to actually go for racks, so that's pretty good. Engineering bay is actually down, so we do see missile turrets are going down and around. In fact, there are 2 missile turrets put there. Very smart for Weinzerg to go for another angle of attack, knowing, okay, my opponent's probably gonna want to defend the spot that I just attacked from. So attacking from different angles, very good. Probably wants to pull some of these back because one of them is very low. Should want to regenerate the HP on that. And lurkers are actually out now, so I mean Weinzerg can defend much more easily now. He can macro up as much as he wants. Maybe put lurkers on the high ground, which he actually already did. So very good. As for Mongol Man, I mean, what does he have? A big army. But it's a big army that dies to 2 lurkers very easily, unless he has scans. And he actually poured a bunch of scans into getting information out of what's in his opponent's base, and he found out about the what's it called? The spire. So he invested in a lot of missile turrets, as we can see here. That's a lot of missile turrets. In fact, going for a factory now. I don't know if he's gonna go for tanks or whatever, but who knows. But that's a lot of Marines. Couple lurkers are gonna do a lot of damage to that, especially paired with Zerglings. So we're gonna have to see what happens. We're gonna have to see when Mongo decides to push out. We actually see Eon Zerg starting to overtake him in supply. We do see lots of drones getting put out, saturating those bases, making sure he's got the sufficient income to be able to have this many goddamn lurkers all over the place to defend his base as well as for attacking later. In fact, he's moving those lurkers out now. We're gonna see what happens with those. We're gonna see if he goes for either contain, or maybe he's even gonna just sit them at the front to push in whenever he gets enough lings with it, or he's gonna go for Queen's Nest, which he did go for Queen's Nest, and he's actually going for a hive now, and that means adrenal glands. Adrenal glands give Zerglings a lot more DPS because now they're attacking at almost double speed. So you just have a ton of lings just attacking stuff. Here come the lings. Here come the lings. So essentially, the way you attack with the lurkers and lings, which some people don't know, is you send the lurkers in first, and then you attack with the lings. You use the lurkers to absorb more damage because they have 125 HP. Zerglings have 35 each, but you spawn them 2 at a time, so that's 70 HP. So they're going to be moving much. You'd rather have the lurkers get low HP, and lose 1 or 2 lurkers, than to lose those Zerglings, because those Zerglings are really big. They do a lot of damage. They're high mobility, so they can easily get in and out, as opposed to the lurkers. The lurkers, you kind of use them to burrow and get the damage down when you can. The lings are really where all the damage comes in. Although the lings are kind of expendable. He does actually lose a lot of stuff there. Doesn't burrow until just now. In fact, loses so many lurkers that he isn't even able to make that attack nearly as effective. Scan does go down, and he does lose all those lurkers. That's a lot that he actually just lost. On the other side, we have Mutalisks that took out a couple of the missile turrets. In fact, gonna be losing the last of them there. But we see a 4th base down from Leinzerg. Very smart. Now, what he really should be doing is, with those lurkers, maybe denying this base, just put him on the high ground, and really just hold off for as long as you can, and you'll be sitting pretty. You're gonna be sitting in you're gonna be in a really good position. The problem is your opponent has 2 bunkers. That's hard to deal with, of course. So let him push to you. Let him waste his units. Especially if he's not paying attention when he decides to move out, then you're going to be sitting in a really good position. So you see even more lurker eggs coming out now, even more lings. Realistically, he doesn't need to be spending this much gas on them, but I mean, he has the resources to spend. He's taking 2 more expansions. His opponent's sitting on 2 base. And he's actually sitting on a fair bit of minerals in his main base. Probably has a couple more minutes left until that gets mined out. So if Weinzerg really can just outlast him, he's just eventually going to win, just purely on that. So 4th base finishes. Some workers getting transferred over, and workers finishing as well here. However, not being actively produced. It's just 3 drones sitting here. But that's a lot of lurkers and a lot of lings. So, I mean, if Weinzerg wanted to, just sit in the 3rd base. Just sit on the 3rd base. That's all he needs to do, in my opinion. Probably could get a lot more out of that, as well as like a little bit at the front. Because, well, the tanks need to unsiege first. Unless he preemptively sieges and just kind of siege, well, unsiege, siege here, unsiege, siege here, unsiege, siege here, doing that over and over and over, then, he'll eventually make it. But if he's not careful, and if not lucky, but if Weinzerg just decides to push in right here, this is actually kind of good because he's getting a couple of bros off, but a couple isn't enough, especially when you're literally losing all your lings. So you're not doing nearly as much damage, especially to those siege tanks, so they can just fire away. That is how you attack inefficiently. I really want to see Weinzerg try to push forward with the lurkers first, so that way they started taking damage. I'd rather see that, so that way the lings can get in and start dealing damage and getting surrounds. If the lings can't get in, if the lings are just shredding first, there's no point in the lurkers, because then the lurkers aren't as big a distraction. The lurkers should be the main distraction over the Lings, because yeah, Lings are cheap and inexpensive, but they're light units. They take a lot of damage from vultures, from tanks, and even marines. They take full damage from marines, six damage per shot. Zerglings die in 5-6 shots per marine, and if you have a ton of marines, which he no longer has actually, I'm just using these barracks for vision, which is pretty good, then that's gonna be big. I kind of like this transition for Mongo Man because the mines are just gonna give him more map control, but at the same time he needs to be a little bit careful. So I mean, I think Weinzerg's probably gonna be losing this base really soon, considering there's 4 tanks here, well 3 tanks actually, and 2 medics to heal the vultures. I don't know. Yeah, nothing to exactly defend this other than a bunch of Lings. And ooh, we actually see Ultralists coming out. Now this is now this is the part where you actually want to use the Ultralists to tank, because that's their purpose in life. That is their purpose in life. They have 400 HP. We could see Weinzerg rather, push through and actually win here if he wants to, because I don't think there's enough sitting in the front other than these two tanks on the top, on the high ground, 2 tanks, well 3 tanks now on the low ground. It's gonna take a lot to kill these Ultralists, especially if you're running in with the Lings as well. So we're gonna see Weinzerg probably playing aggressive here, especially once you start spawning a couple more Lings. Maybe he has a lot of larvae saved up, but yeah, you should be spawning more stuff and attacking, hopefully soon. But it's whatever. And nothing's happening. Nothing is happening. We don't know where the attention is right now. We do see a couple stuff burrowing, a couple lurkers here. You want to defend that 3rd base, so you're just gonna leave those lurkers here to defend. If any vultures fly out of the front and goes to attack here, realistically there should be lurkers all over here. And then once those lurkers start getting attacked, that's when the ultras and the Lings come in. That's how you should use those lurkers, because then you're in a really good position. Your opponent's focusing on putting scans down for the lurkers, and then sending the units to attack the lurkers. And then when they don't realize it, the Ultralists and the Lings come in and doing damage. But yeah, barracks floating there to give vision, and he's pushing again, which you really don't need to do. You don't have enough Lings here to actually support this push, but whatever. Lots of damage coming out from the lurkers, but I mean siege tanks exist. But yeah, expansions. I actually love this. I just wish more stuff was getting made. Really good, actually, from these guys. Well, rather, especially from Weinzerg, expanding, knowing his opponent is gonna start getting mined out by now. And really just expansions. Your opponent can't do anything because you have the whole map, and you can put lurkers down. You know what you're not doing, though? You're not using lurkers. And he's just sending Lings in one at a time. Holy crap. Just put lurkers! Yeah. Why? Yeah. You don't need to attack. You don't need to. Oh. Okay, so there's barracks. And the bottom left, it's gonna be making stuff. It's gonna be making fire bats. It's gonna be making marines. Oh, hey, look, Lings. Goodbye. Goodbye, barracks. Barracks is gonna get lifted. Probably, hopefully, cancel and lift. There we go. Put lurkers! Put lurkers! It really feels like I'm watching myself play right now by watching Weinzerg, because he makes all this stuff he makes all this stuff, but then he focuses on one thing. Focuses on making those Ultralisks, and focuses on making Lings. Or focuses on making Lurkers and making Lings. Now he has Defilers out, which is pretty good. We're gonna see if those Dark Swarms come in, but if he's actually me, he won't be able to use those swarms effectively because goddamn do I fucking suck at macro and using spellcasters. But here come the Silence Vessels. Those the instant they see the Defilers, those are probably gonna get irradiated immediately. But I mean, here comes the attack to the top right, but there's 3 Lurkers. We're gonna see if they all get irradiated. Probably going to. Probably just gonna irradiate those 3 Lurkers, and at that point, that's pretty much the whole base just taken care of. Trying to attack. Not smart. Not exactly casting properly. Those Dark Swarms kind of stacking a bunch of them all on top of each other. I can't even see that bunker anymore. Yeah, we see attacks going off in the top right. And Mongo Man probably trying to earn himself some real estate so that way he can expand himself. But I mean, these 2 Lurkers on the high ground really won't be doing much, sadly. And all those drones just dying. Goddamn. Really, Weinzerg just needs to hold. He needs to stop attacking. He even attacked when his opponent was pushed out. Really, if he just stopped from moving out in the first place, this wouldn't be happening right now. Just stop it from even coming in the first place. That's really what should happen. So he has a Lurker burrowed at the top on this cliff face, and we have a Lurker burrowed at the top of the ramp. So, I mean, Ling's coming in, trickling in very slowly, is going to deal with this very efficiently and very cheaply. However, at the cost of a hatchery, as well as a couple of Lurkers, which he should have really reacted with the Zerglings much sooner. Okay, so kind of changing my mind about this. I think the Guardians are going to win this because there are 2 Goliaths. There are 12 Guardians. 12 Guardians do a lot of damage. Problem is Science Vessels. Oh my god, they're clumping up. Here comes the Irradiate. Maybe. Yes. No. Oh my god, that's gonna be disgusting. Please. Okay, he's spreading them out. He knows about the Irradiate. He's spreading them out. Oh, thank god. Okay, here comes the first Irradiate. Let's see if he splits it. Split the other one. Split the other one. Split the other Guardians by itself. Come on. Oh my god. Oh, you didn't move it far enough. Come on, just let it die. And you need more Guardians to deal with this. You need to start attacking with your ground army now, because holy crap, you need to be able to distract some stuff, and just that was your opportunity. Your opponent's focusing on your Guardians, and you sent the Guardians in first, and you're laying so much later. And now you have 3 Guardians left, 2 here, and 1 here, and nothing happened. Free damage, just free damage. Take the free damage. Yes, here come the Ultralisks. A couple of Ultralisks come in. Let's see what gets irradiated, the Guardians or... Oh, I don't think there's energy left. I mean, the Guardians are gonna die. I mean, your opponent's mined out. Just hold position. He has a 3rd base. You need to realize that there's a 3rd base. Okay, so Weinzerg needs to realize that there is a 3rd base up now, and his opponent is mined out. He should notice that because he sent stuff here. But he should notice that, and then recognize, I just need to kill this base and burrow Lurkers. Kill base, burrow Lurkers here, here, and here. And it's not happening. It is not happening. So we see a ton of Ultralisks just wrecking everything, but like, goddamn. Killing a siege tank here. You realize your opponent is mined out. You're running up the base, or running up the ramp rather, killing those tanks. We might see Weinzerg take this first match. killing the siege tanks. Yeah, he's in the base. He's in the production lines. He's going to start taking stuff out. Ooh, big mine hit. Actually takes out 2 of the Ultralisks. A couple of them are dropping low, and realistically, Mongo Man is only on 1 base, so if he does take out the production, that is another option. But Weinzerg doesn't really need to be doing this right now. He could just deny this base. Actually, he has that single Guardian that's killing stuff. He might not be killing the entire base, but I think those I think Weinzerg is actually going to take this right now. So very, very good first game from him. There comes the GG. And we're going to be going to a game 2 between Weinzerg and Mongo Man. We're going to see if we can actually go straight into the next one. That's Weinzerg, not Weinzerg. Eh. We're just gonna set this lobby up, and we're gonna see if they want to join, go straight into the next one. Because if they do, that'll be great. But if not, you know, it's whatever. Weinzerg having a lot of ping. I don't know if that's me lagging. We're gonna see if when not DeMarco, but Mongo Man comes back, and if it's me lagging or if it's him. We're gonna see that. /P. Oh, peeing BRB. All right. Okay. Alright, very good game, very good first game so far, and just very good games overall. I kind of wish more people participated. I think it would have been a lot more fun, but you know what, this is fine, it's working out, and you know, we're having good games so far, so I'm okay with this. So, while we wait for Weinzerg to come back, chat, how are you doing today? How's everyone doing? Oh, okay. Well, Weinzerg's back. I don't care about you, chat. Let's go. Straight into the next game. Let's go. So, game 2 on Fighting Spirit because, well, admittedly, I've gotten lazy and haven't been posting forum threads about it, and Lucky handled setting up this last one. Thank you to him. But yeah, we have Weinzerg spawning in the top right as Purple Zerg, and bottom right we have Mongo Man as Red Terran. So our last game was pretty, not really questionable win, but I'd say it was fairly decent enough to say that they're still pretty even. Mongo Man had no option to expand, and I'm pretty sure he was well aware of that. And if he wasn't aware of that, then, well, that was a little bit rough, because Weinzerg could have completely shut that game down by just containing his opponent. But Mongo Man was easily able to hold, because Weinzerg, rather than containing his opponent, just kept sending units in. Once your opponent has that many tanks, it's not much you can do anyways. Especially once Mongo Man started to get Goliaths, which I don't think he was expecting, they were able to deal with the Guardians much more easily, as opposed to Mongo Man, you know, kind of just doing his thing, and you know, made Goliaths out of nowhere, which was a little bit weird. And I don't think they were left over from the from when he spotted the Spire, because the Spire was very early, and he just made Marines for that. But yeah, we're gonna see Mongo Man sending out his scout to top right. Wait, hold on, is that a 9 pool? That was a 9 pool. Mongo Man's gonna scout this, and Weinzerg's scouting the wrong direction. Mongo Man did go 9 pull into extractor, saved up those that larva just in time, and Mongo Man spots it, immediately fucking turns around, and he knows what's coming. So realistically, he should try to keep it in the base to just keep getting that scouting information. I think Mongo Man holding his SCV there. Marines are probably gonna be coming out soon, but he might want to lift the barracks first. No, decides not to lift the barracks. Decides to go straight for making Marines. Probably could have lifted and then made two not really made two half-built ones, but like started to what's it called? Depots. I guess the SCV wall is gonna be good enough, and is a good alternative. So we're gonna see the drone coming in here. I want to see if anything interesting with it comes into play aside from the fact that he's, he has a drone here. So we do see 10 lings out on the map, and probably more coming out now. No, decides to go for a drone and an overlord, so he's gonna go back to macroing. His opponent's actually putting a factory in his base, so we're gonna see a counter cheese. Weinzerg was planning on going for a ling rush, but I mean that got completely shut down, especially now that there's an SCV wall, as well as 3 Marines sitting at the top of the ramp, and we're gonna see the counter cheese coming out with that factory. Weinzerg has no way of knowing that's there unless he decides, okay, well, I mean, maybe he's gonna go for a counter cheese, so let me scout down here and over here and just realize that there's a factory there. That's not gonna happen, I don't think. So we're gonna probably see, I don't even know how long Mongo Man's gonna wait to reveal this. If he wanted to, he could literally just build an entire 200 army in his base, and Weinzerg might not even notice. Or I doubt that's gonna happen, but I mean, it might happen. Just make a bunch of vultures, and then once he has like 50 of them, just kill all this. There's nothing here to defend it. There's nothing that Weinzerg can do, and it'll be an easy game 3, and an easy tied up game for Mongo Man. So we're gonna have to wait to see what happens there. But Weinzerg though, kind of just sitting in the front, and that's a lot of Marines getting saved up now, which should be threatening to Weinzerg, because now I think he can actually safely push out with those Marines and a couple of SCVs. Wants to poke in at the top of wants to poke in the ramp. The Marines don't. There's no NG bay, so he's not gonna be able to poke the front. We're actually seeing 2 starports getting put down. So I mean, this could get really cheesy out from Mongo Man's side, and Weinzerg could just get absolutely destroyed here because he doesn't know what the hell's going on. Second hatch does finish. Lair does go down. There's nothing here to defend this. There's no colony. There's no sunken colony. He thinks he's safe to tech up, but oh boy, is he wrong. Boy, is that wrong. So here come the vultures, which will infinitely kite out the lings once they get here. Oh hey, look, here they come. So unless he micros these really well, I think Weinzerg just loses this here. Actually gets a surround on to both of the vultures. There is going to be another one up here, though. It is going to be picking off the drones that were mining gas. Very smart. Ooh. And takes out the vulture. And needs to realize that there's a factory somewhere in his base. We're going to see if Weinzerg realizes this. No, he doesn't. Nope. We're going to see. Does he realize that there is a thing that produces mech units in his base? Or is he just gonna let it live? Well, I think he doesn't realize that there's a factory here, considering it's still producing vultures and stuff. Or oh my god, Spire. Gonna go for a Spire. He's not even gonna be ready for these 2 wraiths. He has nothing for the wraiths. He just loses here. There's no way he doesn't. Weinzerg. I think this was a good game from Mongo Man. But I mean, what can Weinzerg do at this point? Make a Hydra Den? Make mutas? make mutas from your using your Spire that isn't even finished yet. That's GG. So we're going to be going to a game 3. Very well played from Mongo Man. Good counter cheese. And Weinzer just wasn't expecting it. I mean, there's nothing he could know about that because it was very well played from Mongo Man because the wall off on the front that just prevented Weinzer from getting up the ramp and figuring out what's going on, and even just seeing, okay, is anything being produced? So that was a little bit rough for him. That was supposed to be saved. Just fuck, whatever. But yeah, we're gonna be going to a game 3. We're gonna see if we can go straight into a third one. Weinzer joins. Let's see Mongo. Mongo Man's getting in here. Here we go. So we're gonna see if both players reply with another GLHF and get right into this one. Just want to see if we get any response from Mongo Man. Alright, there we go. And we're good to go. The last one was really interesting. I don't think Mongo Man's going to go for any kind of cheese this time. Because, you know, why would you play so risky and do the same thing twice in a row? But it could work. Who knows? So we see in the bottom left, we have our yellow Zerg, Weinzerg. Spawning in the top right, we have our brown Terran. We have our brown Terran Mongo Man. So last game, excellently played by Mongo Man. Immediately replying once he noticed the cheese with his own cheese. And Weinzerg not seeing the cheese, not being able to see it in the first place at all. Weinzerg kind of just got caught out. He had no way of knowing what was coming at him. So it was a little bit rough for Weinzerg in that aspect. So we also have Mongo Man, who in the first game had no way of pushing out. He was in a really bad position. Weinzerg had the entire map, and there wasn't really anything that Mongo Man could do at all. And I feel like if Weinzerg didn't cheese in that last game, or intend to cheese, it probably would have worked out a lot better for for him. Well, not for him, but probably would have worked out better for Weinzerg, because his opponent wouldn't have replied in that way unless he had intentions to cheese from the very beginning. So that's that. We see the Overlord sent up to the top left, and the drone actually getting sent to the bottom right. So not exactly scouting in the right direction, but Weinzerg is going to be finding out where his opponent is very shortly. A little bit of lag. Janzerg ping spiking. Alright, now I see Mongo Man. I can't tell if that's me lagging. I think it's me lagging because I see some frames getting dropped. And I think we're looking good now. In game, it's a little bit laggy. Tell me what you guys see on your side, because I have no idea how lag's going for stream. If it's bad, well, sorry guys, you're gonna have to deal with it. We do see barracks down, so nothing super cheesy, but if you wanted to, you could put another factory in his opponent's base, and Weinzerg would need to scout it out again. So spawning pool goes down, goes for the classic 12 pool, probably 11 hatch. So we're probably going to see that stuff, standard stuff. Yep, there's the 12 pool, 11 hatch. And now more drones coming out. Extractor gets put down. Going to be getting the Zerg speed and eventually a lair. And yeah, he actually puts a command center on the cliff here rather than putting it down there, which I can kind of understand because you didn't go for a wall off or anything or whatever. But I mean there's no harm in it. You just need to fly it over a little bit. So hatchery finishes, probably going to be getting saturated very shortly. His opponent knows where his base is. Manga Man knows where Weinzerg is now. And vice versa, I think. And they're going to be trying to pick off that SCV. And he might transition into some kind of Spire play or something. Because he has been building a Spire every single game, well, both games so far. So he might try to go for something like that. There's a possibility of it. Manga Man actually microing his SCV around, trying to get away from the not move commanded, but the follow commanded kind of, not really follow commanded, but they're out to get this SCV's blood. 4 more hits, I think, will kill it. Will do the job, but the SCV's really just wasting all these 2 drones' time when they could be mining. Really should be using the lings instead for this rather than the drones. But you know, whatever works. So we do see the SCV deck, it does get picked off, so that's going to be no more vision from Mongo Man up until he gets his academy, which is going to be finishing shortly, and he is going to need to get scanners. So extractor goes down on the second base. I kind of disagree with this. You don't need that much gas that early on. I mean, I get you're going for hydras, but I guess it's okay if you're going for hydras. You should want to put down a macro hatch soon, though. That way you can start saturating the space much faster. Couple lings running up. He's going to see, oh yeah, bunker. And loses both lings. Not even going to have vision on the front anymore. Drone scouting around, or maybe going to put a hatch and sunken push? Probably not going to happen. I'm going to see what happens with this, though. It'd be curious if he actually expanded here using the drone, but who knows. Probably going to be using this drone for the expansion, though. Yep. Push down a hatchery. So now we have 2 hydras out. Hydra Den was done for a little while. We do have some gas income. This extractor's not being mined from, but we do have some gas income for the hydralists. They're eventually be turned into lurkers, presumably, because that's why he got the layer. And yeah, he's gonna be able to contain his opponent this time. Hopefully, he's gonna know to contain his opponent this time. A couple scans went down. I don't know exactly where those were, but yeah. So we have 4 links sitting outside, 3 hydras. And they're probably going to get evolved into lurkers when the upgrade finishes. I don't think the upgrade finished, and that's why he's keeping them as hydras right now. So, 3rd expansion almost done. On the way. 2nd base off the ground for Mongo Man. It's not quite there for Weinzerg. So, as a Zerg player, it's good to have bases over your opponents. The thing about the bases is they need to be working. There's no point in having literally every expansion on the map if you only have workers for one base. Those other bases are actually being useless otherwise. So we do see a lot of Marines being made. No medics out yet, surprisingly. Going for another 4 barracks, which I don't blame him for doing. He's going to have a fairly large army to deal with any incoming lings. However, they are very weak to lurkers, so that's why you contain using the lurkers. We're going to see him push in with a bunch of lings. Maybe. Yep, here he comes with the lurkers. There we go, sending the lurkers in first, then the lings. That is how you do that. So, he's not going to quite take out the bunker, but he does kill all those Marines. There we go. That is how you play that. However, he traded gas for